It's starting to get contagious. I have to put the bridges out you built. What I felt inside would have been outrageous. Stop acting catfish. Yeah, tell me like, what do you need? When you're doing your feet, need to be when you. It's jeans. Your line ain't the same. I guess we're on different days. I guess now we're just a stranger. You said it's no fun to play, but I was not the one to change. I was not the one to say.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Please welcome your 2026 Philadelphia Eagles. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Set now to wrap up a busy week of football. Happy to have you with us. And folks, we are underway on Monday Night Prime Time. He'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And how about the toughness of Dak Prescott? We see it all the time on the field. And remember when he had that serious ankle injury, would he return to form? Boy, did he ever. And he was better than ever, and that's great for the NFL. Terrific resilience, playing at a high level, capable of winning a championship with his arm and his legs.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Finding Williams once more, complete. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Cowboys first down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Give that sack to Kobe Dean. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
But now he appears to be in some pain. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Milton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked it once. Now they get in there and knock another one away.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season in Oklahoma.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your opponent punt it out of there. But when you're got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try to create some space.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Hurts. Open man, it's Devontae Smith. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Cavante Turpin deep for the Cowboys. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Just a loss in the yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Are you crediting your defense?
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. A pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful, and you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called?
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
15 yards. And the Cowboys first down. A gain of 15.
Now Prescott.
First down.
He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here. You know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Here's Prescott. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson. And they'll give it down at about the 37, well short of first. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here.
A 54.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter. What a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know of one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special teams. A direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This group showed it right there. A big effect on this game.
That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10.
The short throw caught by Goddard. They get 6. That'll leave them with 34.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it third and 4.
Let's go.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
19 yards.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
First down.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. So from the 25, this is second and 5.
Brings up second and 5.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down.
It's now third down and 6.
Throwing is Hurts. He had a man open, but missed him, and it's incomplete. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
43-yard attempt.
On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And able to get this out to the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Last time that a little bit of a special teams breakdown, that field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Brings up second and 5. At the 30-yard line.
They give it to Williams, right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down.
Third down and 6.
Prescott to throw it. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Eagles will have it taking over first and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball on the 39. Here's a second and 7.
Brings up second and
Hurts sets up to throw it.
39-yard line.
Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
You can see the time, the effort, and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
This is caught. It's Bruno. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
At the 19-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
They'll look to throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith on the receiving end for Jalen Hurts. As his guys are able to extend their lead. On that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Elliott good on the extra point. The lead grows to 10-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown for Devontae Smith.
To kick off for Philadelphia.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And not much happening on the return as we get this to about the 23. And now here come the Cowboys. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
That's good for a Cowboys first down.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. From the 35, here's a 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Prescott. Pressure comes, and there he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. $10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Here's Prescott. Finds Pickens out right. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's taken on the 25. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Eagles football 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Fields. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant, keep throwing it around.
Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Back to throw here. Now Hurts is going to do it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Second and 14.
Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. Caught downfield by Dotson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 18. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll be stopped after a gain of down the 15-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now it's 3rd and 4. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
It's a gain of 8. That's another Eagles first down. First and goal.
Barkley will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. They'll give it to him again. And this time he is in. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Elliott good with a PAT. And then it's our score 17-0.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. I know, but let me finish. You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively. Nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. You did, but let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating to use a boxing analogy.
This 2nd and 4.
Just shy of midfield. It's a pickup of 6. Here's the 2nd and 4.
Throwing. Prescott. Able to hit his target Lamb. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
That's good for a Cowboys first down.
They'll drop to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
2nd down.
To throw is Prescott. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. The Cowboys on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it. Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. They've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Now he's got him at wide open to clean. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him up.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown there in this first half. And the Eagles are able to add on to their first half lead. Elliott now to have the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
To kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Well, CD, you can't feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this isn't a perfect possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Looking to throw. Prescott. It's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. There is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. Eight yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Eagles offense and the veteran A.J. Brown set to go to work once more. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. Looking left side is going to man. Brad Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for Eagles.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. He'll look to throw. And Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Quentin Williams Williams. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Dotson. He's got him. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Dallas offense set for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Of 5 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Under pressure, and they get it to him again. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And he fields it cleanly. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 37-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had no command that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
And it's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
38 yards. And an Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Going right back to Dotson. And they're working inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
At the 14-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Barkley inside handoff. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Hurts. And Garrett's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles have opened the lead up to 30.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score
That time a 6-play drive. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he returns this to the 22. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, give them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, I told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Prescott now. And this pass broken up. The contact long time there. And now 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run to in this first half. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
It's a pickup of 3.
From the 39, Hurts. And that'll be incomplete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's taken in by his big tight end. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now back to throw. Quick throw to Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So more of the same here, CD. Not a touchdown, but 3 more points added onto their lead.
Yeah, it's been a total domination here in this first half. Offensively, defensively, even the special teams have chipped in as he connects on the field goal. It may be a little bit premature, but I think the only thing they're worried about dominating now, the post-game meal.
Ooh, the juke. Halftime here on Monday Night Primetime. It is off to Orlando we go. Here is Scott Hansen with our halftime report. Scott.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he fires one incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Incomplete.
Here's Hurts to throw. This pass held in by Dodson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
It's a gain of 18. And an Eagles.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Well, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they're going instead with Barkley. Still going. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, 35 yards. And the Eagles are pouring it on. On the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positives. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
To kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of 25. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. And he'll throw right away. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Prescott from the gun. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now Prescott. He'll try and do this himself. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Prescott able to use those legs of his to pick up the 1st. Looking to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. This is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Prescott. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Prescott to throw it. Can't get away. He's taken down. Jalen Carter able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10, right at the 30. Well, that's going to be incomplete.
Expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Going to be caught downfield by Dotson. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. John Dotson, 69 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now come the Cowboys. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up. And it's picked up by the Eagles. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
That's a gain of 3. Brings up
Hurts sets up to throw it. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
the kick is
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
All the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try to play free and natural.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down.
There's Prescott. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's another Cowboys first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Down inside the 40 to the 38. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 5.
Play action now. Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And he takes a shot at the end of that play. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Prescott. Under pressure, and down he goes. His 2nd back at the 36. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the play of the drive. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
Brandon Alford on for the Cowboys field goal. A 50.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Coaches talk all the time about the value of special teams, and we have seen it in this game, Charles. Not one block kick, but now two of them in this contest.
And always, 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 we talk about adjustments during a game. Offense and defense, series to series. Rarely do we talk about special teams. Someone didn't adjust from block one to block two, and it really cost them.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Fighting through, he's got space. But he's going to get this down at the 35-yard line. Called out a very strong gain of 24.
And the Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Hand off to Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, 34 yards. And the Eagles take the block field goal and convert it into 6 points. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Cowboys nothing. To kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Now they can't bring him down. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. Last time, that a little bit of a special teams breakdown, a field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and get the pressure off of those guys.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Cowboys.
To throw is Prescott. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Intended for George.
Second and 10.
Incomplete. Quinyon Mitchell on the coverage.
Looking to throw. Prescott. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Left side of the layup. And he will have the Cowboys first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
Cowboys first down. First and 10.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Here now, second and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. This one swung out to Williams. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line.
That's another Cowboys first down.
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Incomplete. It leads to second and 10.
Prescott down. Screen play set up for Williams. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with third and 11. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Prescott from the gun on third. Pressure comes and down it goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And they will remain well behind.
62.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He has been a touchdown machine. It has been enjoyable to watch.
And the scoreboard continues to light up as a result of his efforts. He's been a blast, though. Every time you look up, you just figure if he's got the ball in his hands, he's going to end up in the end zone. It's been that kind of a game for him.
Absolutely. Now you just keep waiting for more. Oh, he was hit. He threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Fighting through pressure. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
It's a gain of 4.
Hurts.
3rd and 6.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
31 yards.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Greg Calcaterra, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Jacob Elliott now to have the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score Eagles.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on Monday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That's taken it around the 40. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Great, set. Right here, right here.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st and now make it 2nd down.
Overshown. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Barkley. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. The Eagles on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and try to add to this lead.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Four yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it is caught. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Cowboys 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
At the 38-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
A loss of 8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Great, set.
They'll fake it on a jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. 172 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st down.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film section tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it will count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
It's a game of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the save. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. And taken right at the 35. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10.
46-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. CD on 3rd down, Barkley. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because...
And look at this, another fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off.
The Eagles take over.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard.
Now Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. Throw right side, complete to Williams. For just 3 yards, I think that's there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Milton.
The Eagles 20-yard line.
Rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it. And the Eagles are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Intercepted.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
19-yard line.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 5th quarter lead. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd and 5 at the 24-yard line.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. Down inside the 20. Wow, 240 yards for him on the ground as this has been a night to remember to this point.
That's good for Eagles. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33.
They'll try to run some clock here with Barkley. And he's across the 40 for the extra yards to the 43. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
And the Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. Now he's loose again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Elliott on for the extra point.
Jake Elliott on for the play after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
86.
5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. They juked him. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. To throw is Milton. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Nakobe Dean, his second sack of the night. How to approach this. Third down and 16 yards to go. On the counter, here's Williams. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Here's Brian Anger now, standing just outside his own goal line. It's fielded at the 45. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, first and 10.
At the Cowboys' 45-yard line.
Great, set. I know you went up. No,
Up the middle with Barkley. Pushing his way through. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big run there, 29 yards to the first. And that carry is going to be the one to do it. He will surpass Adrian Peterson's single-game mark of 296 yards, set back in 2007. So congratulations certainly go out to him on one of the best individual performances in NFL history. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal.
First down.
Hey, let's go.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll run here with Dillon. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play and the other one obviously not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed asleep. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.